Hello there! The video you're about to watch is the first episode of Wanted In-Depth series. In this series, we're gonna take a look at some semi-competitive and competitive Wanted games, and I'm going to explain my in-game actions along the way, point out the mistakes I've made, and give advice that you will hopefully find useful. The aim of the series is to share my experience and improve your understanding of the game mode. Videos like this have been made before, and in fact I've been inspired by several people, such as Wingspan TT, who recently made a How to Wanted tutorial, and Casual Creed, a PC player who's currently working on deathmatch variation of In-Depth series. So without further ado, let's get started. Here we have a classic example of semi-competitive Wanted. Why do I call it semi-competitive? Well, because there's only one person in the lobby that is skillful enough to take the first place from you. Usually when you play in a competitive lobby, you can divide all players in three categories. The first category is going to be you, the alpha player. Then we have beta players, your main challengers, the people that are going to cause you the most trouble. And then we have the Omega players, just the extra, the people you're gonna be milking for points. In the beginning of each round, you have to find those beta players and memorize their characters. This is crucial, and it might sound like an overstatement, but it matters from literally the first seconds of the game. As the round starts, I rush right towards my target and blend in the nearest blend group. And as my target is distracted by the second pursuer, I'm approaching for a kill, but unfortunately he was too cautious, and I'm getting contested and killed right afterwards. Apparently Wingspan TT decided to get rid of me so he could go for easier kills, which is the right choice. In a few seconds you're going to see me trying to pick my target out of a blend group using a line of sight technique. The only thing I need is a solid obstacle. I'm going to position myself behind it and then slowly move out of cover, and as soon as my compass lights up, I will know that my target is in my line of sight. It's important to know that the only thing that matters is your position on the map, but not the direction in which your camera is turned. Here I counter a knife stun with a time phase, but the only thing that actually saved me from a knife stun was its poor execution. A better player would have stunned me. As soon as Wingspan TT gets close, I'll lock onto him in case he becomes my pursuer or target, and he does. This happens surprisingly often, and that's why you always have to look out for neutral players around you. I have 3 pursuers, so I decide to activate my disguise. I'm covered both by many obstacles and the blend group, and I don't hear any whispers, which kinda guarantees me that people will probably not expect me to be in a different form, and knowing how much people run in Wanted, I'm sure that I'll meet at least one of them in about 10 seconds after activating my disguise. While there's nothing happening, I'm gonna tell you a couple of things about countering knife stuns with a time phase. You can only get stunned during that short period of time while you're pulling the knife out of your leg, so you use time phase to kind of keep your target away from you while you're dealing with the injury. And I got Wingspan as my target, and unfortunately he's using Morph, so I'm gonna just lock on a random person in his group. I'm gonna follow him around, and even if I won't be able to pick the right character out of the blend group immediately, at least I know that the character I lock onto is not the real person, so I wouldn't have to start over as soon as the whole group turns around a corner. He uses firecrackers to try and stun me, but fails. There are just not enough characters around, as well as you can't kill your duplicate. So for example, you're standing in a morph group and your pursuer is trying to identify you with firecrackers. You can just spam the kill button and not worry about killing NPCs around. You'll be able to contest your pursuer. Here I thought I did everything right, but unfortunately my pursuer was too observant. I barely had enough time to squish my target with the weight of my lifeless body. The whole thing with poison darting me from such close range, however, was a stupid idea. Let's say this guy was trying to catch up to me and take the first place. He poisoned me for 300 points, however I stunned him, thus the difference in points only decreased by 100 points. And after that I got a chain kill on my target, which got me 1 point closer to variety, which will help me out a lot. Also, I had 3 pursuers on me, so using poison was too much of a risk, basically. I've identified my pursuer a long time ago, now I'm just waiting for him to get closer so I could try and stun him with my time phase. I wait for a while, and then I pounce him while he least expects it. Now there is a reason why I stayed near blend grip, and that is time phase takes a lock off you. So if a pursuer got affected by it and he starts spamming the X button or the kill button too much, he might end up killing an NPC that stands near you. Most good players know that, and that's why they stand in an open space while affected by time phase and just wait until you come out and try to stun them. I got a target with 3 pursuers. I spawned in the middle of the map while he's on the far end of the map, so I automatically assume that other pursuers are probably closer to him. I just run in and get the kill. Sometimes it's better to get little points than not get them at all. Also, by getting this quick kill, I was able to activate my kill streak. Previously I was using a set with a kill buffer perk on, so after dying I was able to keep my points on every set I'm using. Unfortunately I couldn't make a good use of it because I made a few mistakes. I only identified 2 out of 4 of my pursuers. I should have found each of them and only then started to act. Instead I only stunned one of them, and out of all places I've decided to jump right back at my pursuers. I got Winspan TT as a target again, and I'm trying to get to him as fast as possible, hopefully before he gets an easy kill on one of the extra players. Heavy whispers, however, made me change my mind, so I stopped in the blind group for a while just to look out for my pursuers, who I have 2 of. Here I'm slowing down once again just to see if anybody is following me. And then suddenly I get 4 pursuers. That's just awesome. So I figured that if I don't get a kill now, I don't get a kill at all. So I run in, go for an acrobatic position just to get that little extra points from the multiplier, and I meet my maker. I didn't expect him to drop the smoke bomb, I just went for an acrobatic kill for extra points, as I've said already. And I've got the same guy as a contract. You can notice me running for as long as possible, using all the cover I can, and I'm kind of moving here to the left so the building would be between me and my target and my approach meter doesn't go down. I used my compass once again to identify my pursuer. The thing is, it fills in completely when you're in 10-meter proximity to a real target, and the NPC was way too close when it happened. I found my pursuer and I used a smoke bomb on him to get a focus bonus of a stun. I know that I already had a hidden acrobatic, a chain that I got when I get poisoned, and the focus was the last bonus I needed to get variety, and variety is really important. Many people keep track of their opponent's score, and when they see that score increase by an extra 400 points, it is quite a surprise for them, and it actually can change a lot. Here I identified my target correctly, but at the last moment I started to hesitate, and it cost me a contract. Sometimes when people stand very close to each other, the compass will give you false information, and that's what I thought happened to me. Right now I'm setting up a trap. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna try to attract attention of my pursuers so they come in and try to get me. The reason why I put the tripwire bomb on the corner is that if everything fails, you can just make it look like you're trying to corner stun them, and they will come in mashing X button and run into your tripwire bomb, thus getting stunned. The set I'm using right now could be called defensive, but unfortunately I put a poison dart on it instead of a knife, which makes it quite tricky to use. In this game you need at least one set with a lethal ranged ability, because otherwise it might be really hard to go against roofers and runners. I turn around the corner and I see my target morphing a group. Unfortunately for him, I saw the actual player before he could manage the trick. Here I get a little too greedy. I'm trying to get an acrobatic kill on him and he runs away. Now I don't have any other choice but to follow him. I cancel my lethal ability by moving the left stick on my joypad, and I try to run only while being in cover so I don't lose my approach meter. Notice how the compass lights up when the second Night Stalker in the group shows up. This can only mean one thing. Night Stalker once again tries to knife stun me and apparently has no idea how to do it. As soon as I turn, I see Lady Black coming for me, so I go into a blend group trying to look like I didn't notice her. I drop smoke bomb but too early, and then I pounce her once again. This is what you want to do. You want to make them lose consciousness and then strike when they least expect it. Wingspan TT is close but not close enough, so I decide not to follow him. The point difference between us is quite big, so I just planned a random tripwire bomb. I don't expect it to work, I just used it because the round is almost over and I might as well just use all the abilities I have and hope they work. And the guy is unfortunate enough to just jump right into it. The round is almost over and I just want to say thanks for watching. If you have any suggestions or requests for future videos, make sure you leave them in a comment section below, as they will be gratefully accepted. Yep.